Welcome to DVCom Technology. In this lab, I'm going to show to you how to configure site-to-site VPN between two DrayTek routers. Before we start the configuration, let's go and understand the lab topology. In my lab, we have DrayTek 2962 router and we have 2865AX router. The 2962 router is going to act as a HQ and the 2865AX router is going to act as a branch. In my HQ router, the P1 interface which is connected to the ISP, and we have configured a static public IP which is 195.229.219.2/27. The P3 interface we are going to use for administrative purpose, so we configured the IP address as 10.1.1.1 which is /24, and we have enabled the DHCP as well as DNS. And port number 4 which is connected on my layer 2 switch on port number 24, and we configured as a trunk port. In my layer 2 switch we configured VLAN number 10, VLAN number 20 and VLAN number 30. So all this VLANs information which is going to carry through port number 24 to port number 4. So here my DrayTek router is going to act as a gateway for VLAN number 10, 20 and 30. For this I have tagged these three VLANs on my port number 4, and I have assigned the IP address as 192.168.10.1 for VLAN number 10 which is /24. For 20 I have assigned 20.1/24 and I have enabled the DHCP as well as DNS, and for my VLAN number 30 I have assigned 30.1/24 and I have enabled the DHCP as well as DNS. And if you see in the branch side, the WAN 2 interface which is connected to the internet, and the P1 interface we are going to use for administrative purpose, and I configured the IP address as 10.2.2.2/24 and I have configured the DHCP and DNS. And port number 2 in my DrayTek router which is connected on port number 48 on my layer 2 switch, and we configured as a trunk port. And in my layer 2 switch we have configured VLAN number 40, 50 and 60. And for these three VLANs the DrayTek 2865 is going to act as a gateway. For port number 2 I have tagged VLAN number 40, 50 and 60, and I have assigned the IP address as 192.168.40.1 for VLAN number 40, and this 40.1 is going to act as a gateway, and I have configured the DHCP and DNS, and I have configured 192.168.50.1 as the gateway for VLAN number 50, and I have enabled the DHCP and DNS. And for VLAN number 60 I have configured 192.168.60.1 and I have enabled the DHCP and DNS. So these are the configurations which I have done it in my DrayTek routers. So now what I am going to do now, I am going to show it to you how to configure site-to-site VPN between 2962 and 2865 router. So after the VPN tunnel is established, the people who is sitting in VLAN number 10, they can talk to 192.168.40.0 network which is in other side, as well as 192.168.50.0/24 and 192.168.60.0/24. So these three networks which is there in the branch side, from head office they can able to talk to all these three networks. And similarly the people who is sitting in VLAN number 20, they can able to talk to all these networks. And similarly the people who is sitting in VLAN number 30, they can able to talk to all these networks. And same time the people who is sitting in branch in VLAN number 40, they can able to talk to 192.168.10.0/24, which is in head office, as well as 20.0/24, as well as 30.0. So these three networks they can able to access from VLAN number 40. Similarly from VLAN number 50, similarly from VLAN number 60. So this is what they are going to achieve now. So first of all, what I'm going to do now, let's go and start the configuration at HQ site. So before we start the configuration, as I told you that my PC is directly connected on port number 3, and port number 3 I have configured 10.1.1.1. So let's go and check whether I can able to reach. So ping 10.1.1.1. Yes, I have a successful reach. Now let's open the browser and type the IP address as 10.1.1.1. Now enter the username as admin and password is admin. Then click OK. Then after that I just want to off the auto logout. Then after that go to the VPN and remote access. Once you go to the VPN and remote access, make sure that you just click on the remote access control and check whether the protocols is enable or disable. Then after that, right now I'm going to use IPSEC. So it's enable. So now what I'm going to do, select the LAN to LAN. Then after that, click on the index number 1. Then specify the name. So I'm going to say to branch. Then enable this profile. Then after that, my HQ site is going to act as a VPN server. So whenever you are going to configure it as a VPN server, make sure that you can make it as a dial-in. Then after that, go to the dial-in settings. If you see here, this is for dial-out, which means the people who is going to act as a VPN client, there we are going to use it dial-out. So right now my HQ site is going to act as a dial-in. So now I want to use IPSEC tunnel. So check this and disable the remaining. Then after that, specify the remote VPN gateway. So now in the remote side, we don't have any static public IP. It has a dynamic public IP. So this dynamic public IP is going to change at any time. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give the peer ID. Let's say that peer ID is DrayTek. Then after that, click on the pre-shared key. Then I'm going to give the pre-shared key as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 and confirm pre-shared key again. So enter the same. Then after that say OK. Then after that go down. Now if you see here the local network. So as I told you, here in HQ side we have 192.168.10, 20 and 30. So I don't want to establish the VPN between 10.1.1 and 10.2.2, but I want to establish the VPN between 192.168.10 to 40, 50, 60, which are in the remote side. And from 20, they can able to talk to 40, 50, 60. From 30, they can able to talk to 40, 50, 60. So this is what you need to understand, guys. Let me write it for you to get more clarity on this. So make sure that in HQ side we configured 3 networks, which is 192.168.10.0/24. In there is one more network which is 192.168.20.0 network, and there is one more network which is 192.168.30.0 network, which is /24. Now these are the networks which is configured in the HQ. In the branch side we configured 192.168.40.0/24 and 192.168.50.0/24 and 192.168.60.0/24. So these are the networks which is configured in the branch. So the concern is that the people who is sitting in VLAN number 10, they should access to 40, 50 and 60. And the people who is sitting in VLAN number 20, they have to access 40, 50 and 60. Similarly the 30, they can able to access 40, 50 and 60 and vice versa, which means the people who is sitting in 40 network, they can able to talk to 10, 20, 30. Similarly 50 and 60 as well. This is what we are trying to achieve. So for that, what we are going to do now, the local network IP, I am going to specify it as 192.168.10.1. Then the remote networks, we have three networks are there, 192.168.40.1. But if you see here, I can able to specify only one network. Then what about the remaining two networks, 50 and 60? So for that, what you are going to do, just click on the more and specify those networks, 192.168.50.1, and specify the net mask as /24. Then click add. Then after that, 192.168.60.1, then select /24. Then click add. Then click OK. Then click close. So now the local network is 10.1 and can talk to 40, 50 and 60. And also in the remote side, while I am going to configure, I am going to specify 10, 20 and 30 networks. So this is what you need to do it. Then after that, click OK. Then say OK. So right now we have done the configuration in HQ side, and let's go and do it at the branch side. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove my connection from HQ router and I'm going to connect on the branch router. So as I mentioned to you earlier, as per my topology, port number 1 which is configured with 10.2.2. network. So let's go and check it whether I can able to ping or not. Ping 10.2.2.2. This is my branch. So I have a successful reachability. Now let's go and enter this IP which is 10.2.2.2. Now which is 2865 router and default username is admin and default password is admin. Then after that, just off the auto logout. Then after that, go to the VPN and remote access. Then check the remote access control whether IPSEC VPN service is enabled or not. So right now it's enabled. Then after that, click on the LAN to LAN. Then click on the index number 1. Then enable this profile. So I'm going to say here to HQ. So the call direction, as I told you, this is my VPN client. So I need to select as dial out. Then after that, dial out through on my WAN 2. Then after that, always on. Then if you see here in the dial out settings, I am going to use IPSEC tunnel to establish the VPN between HQ to branch. Then after that, I am going to select IKEV version 1. So now what is the server IP? Server IP is nothing but which is my HQ. So for HQ we configured as 195.229.219.2. Then after that, the mode I am going to select as aggressive mode, and the pre-shared key I have given as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Then after that, the local ID I am going to select as DrayTek. Then after that, the proposals, if you want to keep the same or if you want to change, it's up to you. Then the phase 2 parameters, if you want to add the lifetime for phase 1 and lifetime for phase 2, whatever you want, you can able to do that. In case if you are trying to configure with some other vendors like Cisco or SonicWall or Fortinet, and you need to change these parameters according to their parameters. So these are the very important to establish the VPN connection. Now what I'm going to do now, let's go down. The local network I'm going to give 192.168.40.1, which is /24. The remote network is 192.168.10.1. Then after that, as I told you, you need to add multiple networks. So here I'm going to say 192.168.20.1, then which is /24. Say add. Then after that, I'm going to add 192.168.30.1. Say add. Then after that, you can simply click OK. The moment when you click OK, then after that go down, say OK. Now let's go and check the tunnel is up. If you see here, go to the connection management. Then if you see here, the tunnel is up. Now what I'm going to do now, let's go and verify it in the head office side. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect again on my HQ router. Let's verify the communication. So 10.1.1.1, perfect. Now just refresh this page, then enter the username as admin, password as admin. So for verification whether the tunnel is up or not, just go to the VPN and remote access. Then after that, click on connection management. Now if you see here, the tunnel is up. So now what I'm going to do now, I just want to show it to you something here what I have done at my layer 2 switch. So in my layer 2 switch, port number 1 I kept into VLAN number 10. Port number 2 I kept into VLAN number 20. Port number 3 I kept into VLAN number 30. In other side, in the branch side, in my layer 2 switch, port number 4 I kept into VLAN number 40. Port number 5 I kept into VLAN number 50. Port number 6 I kept into VLAN number 60. So now what I am going to do now, I am going to log out from my HQ DrayTek router, which is here. Now I am going to connect my PC directly into port number 1. Let's go and check it now. There you go. So first of all, I need to check what IP address I have got. So to verify the IP address, just go to the run and type ncpa.cpl. Then after that, just double click on my LAN interface. Then click on the details. Now I got the IP address from 192.168.10 network. So which means this is for VLAN number 10. So now what I am going to do, first of all, I am going to verify whether I can able to get the internet or not. Successful. Now I want to check whether I can able to reach in the branch site or not, which is 192.168.40.1. Perfect. I can able to reach. Now I want to check, can I able to reach 50.1? Perfect. Now I want to check, can I able to reach 60.1? Perfect. So now so far what I understood from here, right now I am in 192.168.10 network, which is in head office. From here I can talk to the branch, which is 40.0 network, as well as 50.0 network, as well as 60.0 network. So this is what I have done it so far. So now I want to show it to you something different here. Let's go and access my DrayTek router, which is 10.1. Now I just want to enter admin and click on admin. Now let's go and check in the routing table. Just go to the diagnostics, then click on the routing table. Then if you see here, there is 3 routes, static routes as added in my routing table for VLAN number 40, 50 and 60. So this traffic will pass through via my VPN number 1. Hope you guys are clear. Now what I am going to do now, just I want to log out from here. Now this time what I will do, I just keep the continuous ping 4.2.2, that is 1 for my internet. Then after that I am just want to ping 192.168.40.1. then I want to ping one more 192.168.50.1, then one more 192.168.60.1. So now what I'm going to do now, I just want to cascade this. So just right here, then stack. Now you can able to see here. So now I can talk to the internet, that is one, this is this guy, and I can talk to 40, 50 and 60. So this is which is in the branch side. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect my PC into VLAN number 20. So let's go and check it now. So for that, as I told you, port number 2 I kept into VLAN number 20. So now I disconnected my cable. Now if you see here, now I don't have a communication now, right? So now I'm going to connect on port number 2. Now I connected back. Now I got the internet and see how quick the VPN tunnel is up. Now I need to confirm one more thing, whether I got the IP address from VLAN number 20 or not. There you go. I got 20.10. Now if you see here, I got the internet and same time the VPN tunnel is very quick, guys. This is what the beauty of your DrayTek. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to connect my PC into VLAN number 30, which means port number 3. See, I lose the connectivity. Now I'm going to connecting back. On port number 3, which means it belongs to VLAN number 30. Now see here how quick is DrayTek router. See, the VPN is up and the internet is up and running. So for verification, let's go back to again my network settings and double click on your LAN interface, click on the details. Now you can see I got the IP address as 30.10. So this is how you are going to configure. For example, if you want to see what is the traffic, how many bytes, TX and RX, just I need to type here 30.1, guys, yeah, because I didn't enable interLAN. So I just want to 30.1, type the username is admin and password is admin. Then after that, go to the VPN and remote access, then click on the connection management. Now you can able to see the TX and RX. Clear? So this is how you are going to configure the VPN between two DrayTek routers. Thank you for watching. For sales, please send us an email, sales@datavoice.com. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, which is DVCom Technology.